Hey, family. So let's be real. January has been a lot. And so if you've been feeling heavy or overwhelmed or just straight up exhausted, I want you to know that you are not alone. This month has really been a mirror for the energy we're navigating this year. And with everything going on politically, socially, energetically, it is more important than ever to ground ourselves, to protect our energy, and to strengthen our aura. Because if 2024 taught us anything, it's that the work we do to sustain ourselves really matters. And when I say this, I'm not talking about productivity or chasing resolutions. I'm talking about fortifying our spirit for the long road ahead. If the start of this year has not felt the way that you imagined, this is your permission to reset. In fact, I've really been sitting with the fact that many cultures mark the real new year in the arrival of spring anyway, which is when life is actually renewing itself. So consider this your invitation to pause, to recalibrate, to lay the foundation for the year ahead. Today, I'm going to be sharing 5 spiritual practices to help you root yourself, to help you to protect your energy, and to help you move through 2025 with clarity and resilience. But first, for those who are new here, hi, my name is Steph. You can also call me Stevie. I am a Chopra certified embodiment facilitator. And like I said, right now, more than ever, we need to be intentional about the ways that we care for our energy because the disconnection that we are feeling is by design. Make no mistake when I say that the systems we are up against thrive on keeping us scattered, they thrive on keeping us exhausted, and they thrive on keeping us reactive. Our job in this moment is to remain rooted because when we're rooted and we're mindful and we're in community, we really become that much harder to shake. So let's talk about 5 practices that can help us sustain ourselves this year. So the first practice is one that I've spoken about before on this channel, I believe in my Ayurveda and manifestation video. And that practice is building an altar. One of the simplest but most powerful ways to anchor yourself spiritually and to ground your energy is by creating a sacred space through an altar. Now, I will be entirely transparent by saying that I did not grow up with an altar. But as I deepened my practice, I realized how much it helped me to feel connected to my ancestors and to my own intuition. I also would be remiss if I did not shout out Jonathan L. Dent. He is an amazing spiritual advisor. I'm sure many of you watching this probably follow him on Instagram, but if you don't, follow him. He's amazing. And it was really through insights that he shared with me during my very first reading with him back in the end of December 2023, or maybe it was the middle of December 2023. Regardless, that reading changed my life. And he really just showed me how altars are sacred spaces that reflect your spiritual journey. They offer a reminder that connection to spirit is always available. And I think that reminder is so necessary right now. Whether you use your altar for prayer or for meditation or for quiet reflection, it really just becomes a source of strength and guidance. And that's something we really could all use right now. To start, you really don't need anything elaborate. There are some traditional ways to set up an altar, like having an item that represents each element. If you would like me to go into that, I'm more than happy to shoot a video. But for now, just to get you started, all you really need is a candle, a meaningful object, maybe a photo that holds significant meaning to you, a bowl of water, whatever resonates. Over time, your altar is going to evolve along with your spiritual practice. So don't feel pressured to get it right, so to speak. The way I have cat fur on my nose. My cat, Gaia. The way I use mine is every morning I light a candle. I'll light some Palo Santo. I like to sit and take some breaths. I might even meditate there. And then I just kind of like to tap into my guides, my ancestors. I'll offer my gratitude. I will ask for protection. Some days it's a whole ritual. Some days it's just a moment. But having that space really reminds me that I am always supported no matter what. The second practice that I think is going to be really supportive for all of us right now is breath work. When the world feels chaotic, I feel like breath is one of the quickest ways to come back to our center. And if we're going to be honest, this moment is chaotic. So in this moment, when we're being hit with fear and uncertainty and outright attacks on our well-being, breath work really becomes a way to armor up energetically. It not only regulates the nervous system, but it strengthens your aura and it keeps you from absorbing all of the noise and just the chaos around you. And the beauty of breath work is that you can literally do it anywhere. So you can do it before a meeting, you can do it after reading the news, you can do it as a daily practice, you can do it before bed. It's just a tool for you to keep your energy strong. Again, it doesn't need to be elaborate. You can start with something simple like a 4-4-4-4 breath. And so the way you would do that is you would inhale for 4, you would hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. And you can repeat that even for just a minute. You can do it multiple times throughout the day. You can extend your practice, just whatever feels good for you. The third thing that I would recommend during these times is herbal support to nourish your nervous system. Our ancestors really understood the power of plants, whether through teas or tinctures or spiritual baths. Herbs have really been used for generations to help protect and restore balance. Some supportive herbs for this time include herbs like lemon balm, holy basil. Those are going to help to soothe anxiety and support the nervous system. You can also try rose and chamomile to bring emotional comfort and heart-centered energy. You could also try herbs like mugwort and rosemary to clear energetic debris, and that's also going to help to enhance your intuition. Now, all this said, I am not a medical professional. I am a certified well-being coach and I am a certified Ayurvedic educator, but you should still always consult an herbalist or a healthcare provider before incorporating any new herbs, especially if you have any underlying conditions and especially if you take any medications. Like me, I have to be careful. The fourth practice for a rooted, empowered 2025, I'm going to say community building. There is strength in connection, and we were not meant to do this work alone, especially right now. Community is not just about support. Community is about accountability and shared wisdom, and it's definitely about collective strength. Ways to build intentional community can look different for everybody. For me, since I've moved away from New York, I find myself separated from the folks that I would typically be organizing with, but that doesn't mean that I can't still check in with them. That doesn't mean that I can't set up a video call. You can find a group or a circle or some sort of gathering where you feel seen. You can reach out to a friend who understands your experience. And I think another thing you can do that is also really important is be intentional about who you share space with. Be very intentional about that during this time, because that is one vital way to really protect your energy. However you choose to build community, just remember that the more we build together, the harder it is to break us. And the fifth thing that I would offer is probably mindfulness, just to help us protect our energy and maintain our focus. Like I was saying at the start of this video, there is a reason that chaos is being manufactured right now. It's because when we are outraged and when we are distracted, we have a higher capability of losing sight of the bigger picture. Mindfulness is not about being passive. It's about keeping your energy clear so you can stay focused on real solutions. And so some simple ways to practice mindfulness in these moments, especially when you find yourself feeling frazzled or overwhelmed or anxious or fearful. First of all, I would say you're going to want to set a daily intention. Maybe it's at your altar that you ask yourself, how do I want to show up today? You can also do a 30-second check-in throughout the day. And maybe this is how you hold yourself accountable for the intention that you set in the morning. Another way to practice mindfulness, which is really an important one and something that I have to remind myself of, is to reduce the doom scrolling. The reason why I am recording this video for you guys today is because at 6 in the morning, I thought it would be a good idea to log into Instagram and just doom scroll about all the terrible things that are going on in office right now. Not a good idea. So I would just say to you guys from experience that it's really important to notice when media consumption is draining you and when you need to take a break. I know how easy it is to get stuck on this hamster wheel of, I've got to know what's going on. There's so much chaos happening. I need to be prepared for the worst. But ultimately, it doesn't serve your mental health. And if it's not serving your mental health, it definitely is not fueling you to make the difference that you want to make in countering all the craziness that's happening right now. now, for a lack of better words. Mindfulness really helps us to move with intention instead of being pulled in a million directions. And so it really is one of the most powerful ways to stay aligned with our vision for collective liberation. To close this video, I really just want to say that if you've been feeling off track, I want you to consider this as your reminder that you can always begin again. Whether it is creating a sacred space, or deepening your breath, or nourishing your body, or leaning into community, or practicing mindfulness, whatever it is, these tools are here for you whenever you need them. That's all for today, y'all. If this resonated, let me know in the comments, what practice are you calling in this year? And if you want to dive deeper, I recently published an article on Elevate. I will link that in the description below so you can check that out after this video. And if nothing else, I really just want you to remember that grounding yourself isn't just self-care, it's also an act of resistance. As cliche as that sounds, it really is true. And so let's move forward from a place of clarity. Let's move forward from a place of strength, and let's move forward from a place of intention. And I want you to know that you got this. We got this. I'm sending you so much love and so much protection, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.